Welcome in, Gemini, and happy birthday. This is your birthday reading and also your June reading as well. So, welcome in. Happy birthday. I'm Heather with Heather's Healing. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a Celtic spread looking at this month and the remaining part of the year for Geminis. And then after this, I'm going to look at just the month of June. So, welcome in. I hope you're well and happy birthday. All right, so let's go ahead and look at your energy. And this is for Gemini 2026. Birthday reading for Gemini. Let's go ahead and look at your energy at this time. Nice, you have the Ace of Wands. So feeling excited, inspired, looking forward to the future, looking forward to trying new things. Um, I'm hearing you're open to endless possibilities. I really like this. It's also a very fertile card. So great for welcoming in, well, if you're trying to get pregnant, this is a great sign, but also welcoming in new projects, new endeavors. Um, this energy feels very fresh, new, and open. This is a really nice energy to be holding, Gemini. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what your guides want to talk about. What is the subject or theme that this reading is going to focus on? And thanks so much for being here. How about that? We've got the Ace of Pentacles here. So there's this is going to be themed around resources, work, new careers. So you're very much focused on uh, new resources, a new home, new career path. Definitely a change with how you're making money. I do feel like this is focused on either home or work. This could also be relocating, uh, most likely for work, but we'll see what else comes up. I love that we have two aces here, and I often feel that aces are blessings from the divine. So let's see what else is coming in. So we're focusing on material things. We're focused on career. We're focused on new home, possibly a new, relocating. Let's get a little more guidance regarding that. For Gemini, you guys, I love that you are ready for something new. What else do we need to know about this ace? So we've got the Four of Swords here. So with this Ace of Pentacles, the purpose is to, I want to say make better use of your time, but the focus here is working smarter, not harder, simplifying your life, making your life easier. You're really looking at what is working for you, what isn't working for you, and how can you change that. Being proactive here. Also prioritizing your health and well-being. So for many of you, you're probably coming to the realization that in order to prioritize your health and well-being, your location needs to change, something in the home needs to change, or your career needs to change. This feels like a lifestyle change. Um, and it doesn't necessarily feel like this is happening all at once, but this is where your mind is focused. This is what you are focusing on. And it's also, it could be divinely inspired, but you're ready for it. And the energy is supporting you. The universe is supporting you and making these changes. The other thing that I like about this is it doesn't feel like this is being forced upon you. Um, it does feel like you're being really proactive here, and I think that's smart. You're recognizing that there is um, not necessarily a problem, but you're recognizing that things need to change, and you're making those changes. Let's look at the recent past and see what's been going on for Gemini. Recent past. I just keep hearing, and enough is enough. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Recent past. Yeah, we've got the Nine of Swords. Yeah, I would say enough is enough. We've got the Nine of Swords, or yeah, Nine of Wands here. Sorry, not Nine of Swords. Nine of Wands. Enough is enough. Um, this feels like just being tired of fighting for yourself, tired of trying to, make things work in a system that just you don't fit in anymore. I'm feeling this more towards work, your career. It's like you've been trying to make it work for a long time and you've done a really great job, but you're realizing there's got to be an easier way. I can't maintain this. This is taking way too much energy. It is, it kind of feels like a constant fight or a constant battle. Um, Not, and there's nothing wrong with this necessarily, but it's just you realizing what maybe what worked for you at one time, it's no longer working for you now, and it's time for a change. Nothing wrong with that. This is very much the energy of, well, we have the energy of Sagittarius here with this card. Um, but what I'm feeling here, and maybe this is relocating, just a need to do your life different. So again, back to a lifestyle change here. Just want to look at everything we have here. I love all of this new energy coming in for you. I love that you are very open to it. I also really like that you have recognized that you can't keep up the pace that you were trying to keep up with. Um, I feel like that's really insightful and, again, proactive. All right, let's look at your mindset. What is going on in your mind at this time? The other thing I want to point out too is you're not selling yourself short. Um, you're not looking to close your world in. I know sometimes when people are trying to simplify their life, they tend to contract, and that doesn't necessarily enhance your life or enhance your experience. But I'm not feeling like you're doing that. I feel like you're very open to living in a more expansive way. You're not closing yourself off to anything. You're staying very open to options. And I think that's really, again, it's just really smart. Let's look at your mindset at this time, Gemini. What's going on in your mind? This is one of my favorite positions to read. I love to see what's going on in people's minds. And sometimes you think you know what's going on in your mind, but you don't always. I do this for myself a lot too. And often there's a perspective that I totally was not seeing. All right, Gemini, what is going on in your mind? Wow, see, this is what I was just talking about. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here. It's the energy of Jupiter. So we've got the energy of um, expansion, growth, luck. I do feel like luck is on your side. Um, but this is also growth, applying what you've learned along the way. So this is like what I was talking about. You aren't trying to pigeonhole yourself into a situation. You're not trying to limit yourself. You are, open to being pushed out of your comfort zone in many ways. And I'm also wondering if part of the reason why you're feeling so worn out from the past is because you did try to pigeonhole yourself into a particular lifestyle, or you were trying to make things work and they just weren't working. It's just not working for you anymore. So I do really like that you're open to change. You're open to seeing where the world takes you, where the universe is taking you. It kind of feels like the following breadcrumbs. You're just waiting to see how things unfold, and with the knowing that you are going to make a change. um, and again, very much a lifestyle change. But for some of you, I wouldn't be surprised if you change everything. You move. Obviously, if you move, you're going to be getting a new home, living in a new location, a new job. For some of you, I can see you doing that. For others, it's going to be one area of life that you're making drastic changes in. So for some, that just might be your home, or it could just be career. But it's an overhaul of one area of life. But I do really feel like this is focused on work and home. And also you are keeping your family in mind, you're keeping, others in mind. You're also very well aware that in making this lifestyle change, it's going to benefit everyone around you. You're going to feel healthier, happier, more in tuned, more available for the people you love and care about. This is really nice. Let's look ahead to, so I love your positive mindset. Keep that up. You guys are in a really good place. Your energy with this Ace of Wands and with the Wheel of Fortune here, um, it's a really good, it's the perfect energy to be in to manifest pretty much anything. So keep that up. Your energy, your mindset is definitely in the right place. Let's look ahead to near future. Let's look ahead to near future and see what's going on here. Near future for Gemini. Near future for Gemini. We've got the devil coming in. So this is the energy of Capricorn. It's the energy of Saturn. Saturn when it's not well aspected for sure. So near future. Well, first off, what I want to say is it's really important to keep the the energy that you are in right now, your mindset, the energy that you're holding, keep that up. I feel like that's really important to say to you. The near future, I don't feel like this is you. This does feel like this this to me feels like it'll be interesting to see what card comes up in the outside influence, but this feels like other people. Um this feels like maybe people not understanding why you're making the changes that you're making. There could be some sabotage going on here. I don't feel like this is you guys. I feel like this is an outside influence. Um, you know, people, and it could be people that do love and care about you, but they're just not understanding why you're making the changes that you're making. They might be thinking that you are like off your rocker. Just, you know, hear what they're saying, but stay true to yourself, is what I'm going to say with this. Um, I'm also wondering if some of you could be leaving a somewhat lavish lifestyle behind, and this group of friends or people are they're very focused on materialism and resources. There's nothing wrong with that, but that is what they prioritize and value. So the changes you're making make 0 sense to them. This is not to them. I mean, this is not a move they would make. I also think that you could be making other people feel very uncomfortable. That's not your problem. That's definitely their problem. But oftentimes when we make changes, it is going to make people around us feel uncomfortable because it's gonna bring up their wounds. It's gonna bring up their stuff. I do feel like these are people that do love and care about you, um, but your making changes is making them feel unsafe. So just keep that in mind. This is in the near future. The timeline's going to be different for everybody, but I really feel like this is an energy that is going to come in probably 6 months from now or whenever it is that you start making these big changes. So just keep that in mind. I don't think it's going to derail you. I think you might feel unsupported and slightly annoyed, but um, with the energy that you're holding, you know what you're doing. You've thought about this for a while. So I don't think I don't think they're going to have that strong of an influence on you. Let's look at the advice and guidance regarding this Ace of Pentacles. Advice and guidance on these big changes that you are considering at this time. And maybe what some of you are already starting to make these changes. Keep going. I just keep hearing keep going no matter what. While staying true to yourself. Advice and guidance. What do we have? Yeah, we've got the lovers. This is you. This is what I was just saying, staying true to yourself. Gemini, this is your card, the lovers card. I also want to say you are being divinely guided. We've got an angel on here looking down over you. The energy just feels right. This feels like the right time to be making these changes. And again, with the aces and tarot, I often feel like those are divine blessings. So you are being divinely guided. Yeah, so the advice here is to stay true to you and do what you know is right for you and your family, whether other people understand that or not. It doesn't matter. In time, they may not understand it, but they'll see that it was the best move for you. And maybe it will inspire some of your friends and family to make a similar change. So I like this energy here. Staying true to you. I really don't think you can avoid change. There might be some of you that are like, no, I'm not changing anything. With the major arcana cards that are here, I don't know that I do feel like there is gonna be some big changes I think for everyone, but of course this is focused on you, Gemini. So perhaps you can't see right now the big changes coming in, but I do feel like there is gonna be a change in lifestyle for the better. All right, let's look at the outside influence, other people around you, the environment around you. I am curious. Let's take a look at your environment. And I always love it when um your card shows up in a reading for any sign. I just think that's fun. All right, outside influence for Gemini. Outside influence. Outside influence. What's going on? You got the moon here. I'm kind of not surprised with this major arcana card here. So what I think you're going to realize along the way is there's a lot of I'm hearing undercurrents um within relationships, within your circle of people that I don't think you really fully understood or can see right now. I think it will make more sense as you get out of it. Um, but I also feel like this is part of the reason why you've been feeling stuck, why you've been feeling almost like you've been wearing a mask for a long time. Like you've been trying to, like I was saying before, like you've been trying to make something work, you've been trying to make a lifestyle work or a way of being work that just isn't true to who you are at this phase of your life. And I think once you step out of that, you're gonna see that more and more. But with the moon card, things are never super clear. You have an environment around you that um, I don't necessarily feel like it feels chaotic, but it doesn't feel very supportive. And I think you realize it's not that they're lying necessarily, but they're not showing up. They're not showing you the true them. And I feel like maybe they don't know. They probably don't realize that they're doing that. Hmm. Yeah, not it's not a bad card. Um and if this is like your social circle, you've outgrown this group. But again, I don't feel like that's going to have much impact on the choices you make. In the past, I feel like it has, but not now. You are in a totally different energy, and you're really prioritizing yourself. Nice. Okay, let's look at your hopes and fears. Hopes and fears for Gemini at this time. And going throughout the rest of the year, this reading isn't just for June. This is for the rest of the year. Hopes and fears. Let's see what's coming up for you. Nice. I like this. You've got the 10 of Pentacles here, and I feel like this is the goal. I feel like this is what you are working towards, whether you realize it or not. You are um prioritizing your future, longevity as far as health and also money goes. You're looking more into the future. You have a big focus. There's a big focus here on getting to your roots, getting back to a tradition. Um, This is just a really grounded energy. For some of you, I feel like whatever change or move you're making here with your home or with your career, it's going to be the last change that you make, the last big change as far as work goes or home goes. This does feel like putting your roots down somewhere. You're really thinking this through. You're planning ahead. This is, I feel like, the goal. This is the overall goal here is to have this stability. But it isn't necessarily it kind of feels like, I mean, you are going your own way. Um, I don't feel like this is necessarily locking into the roots of your traditional family or your blood family. This kind of feels like breaking off from that and creating um, stability that works for you. I just kind of feel like a lot of you are probably moving away from where you were born or where your family lives. It does kind of feel like there's a desire here to break away from them. I don't know that you will, but I feel like there is a desire here to have that. But also there's a big focus here on planning for the future, making sure that you have money, you feel safe with money. Um, so yeah, you guys are really thinking far ahead into your future. I really like this. You want something stable. Um, you want to have the money and resources. So this will be putting away, investing money, saving money. You're wanting to put money away. Um, this could also be investing in property, like land. It could be that as well. Nice. This is a really nice energy. I like this. Let's go ahead and pull a final card here, and this is the potential outcome of all of the work that you are doing, the changes that you are making. What can Gemini, asking your guides and guardians, what can Gemini expect? A potential outcome here. I mean, to me, this feels like working towards freedom, your ultimate freedom. So, what does that mean to you? What does that look like for you? I mean, that's kind of different for everybody. We've got the 10 of cups here. Potential outcome. Yeah, this is unconditional love, support, happiness, and joy. It's definitely not a lavish lifestyle, but all of your needs are met, and you're surrounded by people that love and support you, people that you love to support and be around. Interesting that we've got the two tens here, two different two different lifestyles. The 10 of Pentacles, this is can be a very traditional family. It can be generational wealth, but the focus with this card is always more on material success and material longevity, traditions and roots. The 10 of Cups is based more on a loving frequency, not so much about resources and money and outward appearances, but more about truly being happy and living a life that you love. And this is the potential outcome. So this truly is like the ultimate goal. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have money, because you certainly can have money. But this is prioritizing happiness, joy, and freedom over anything else. So this is the potential outcome. This is the track that you are on. So if this is what you're wanting, and I would want this. This is a great outcome. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. Take advantage of the new opportunities that come in, which I think that you will. This looks really nice. Lots of changes. So I do want to pull one card as a birthday wish, an oracle card for Gemini. This is going to be birthday wish from your spirit guides. A birthday wish for a Gemini. Let's take this one here. We've got the flower foxglove. I love the purple and red um, that's popping out on this card. So the card says your senses are opening to whispers of ancient wisdom. Allow hidden truths to surface, offering guidance and illumination in your spiritual journey. And I do kind of feel like that's the journey that you are on, um, to find the the pure potential, happiness, and joy. And with this purple and red, this is taking your guidance, your spiritual guidance, your inner knowing, and grounding it into this reality. So this is um this is a really grounded path that you're on. So, anyway, happy birthday, Gemini. I'm wishing you the best. And if you'd like to dive into your situation on a personal level, you can book a one on one and we can do a reading just like this, but for your personal situation. So, happy birthday, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. This is Heather with Heather's Healing, and I'm here to look at the month of June for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Also, happy birthday, Gemini. Whoops, as I'm dropping all of the cards. Okay, so June 2026, a collective read for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. The energy of this month as it relates to you. Let's take a look. And thanks so much for being here. All right. Overall energy this month for Gemini. We have the Four of Swords here. So overall energy feels like a quieter month. I'm wondering if it's going to be a quieter month for most of the signs, but for you, Gemini, a quieter month. You're focused on recovery, resting, um, taking time out for yourself. And the energy this month is supporting that. It does feel quieter. I kind of like that. I feel like this year's been kind of a hectic year. We're only like halfway through it. Kind of not surprised though. This also kind of feels like a recalibration. That's kind of what this is feeling, and this is the overall energy this month. Um, so take advantage of that. Rest, take a break, take care of yourself. Let's look at your energy this month. What is the energy that you are bringing into this month? What is the energy that Gemini is bringing into this month? Whoops. Having a hard time shuffling the cards all of a sudden. We've got Temperance. Major Arcana card here. I like this. I do feel like you are going to take advantage of this energy. Temperance, moderation, slowing down. It almost kind of feels like you're taking a step back this month on purpose. You're not getting involved in any of the drama. You're taking a break. Maybe you're going on vacation. I don't know. But you're stepping back. You're allowing yourself time to breathe. You could also be indulging in creativity, art, things that bring you a lot of joy. It feels like you're taking a break. And you're doing this very consciously. The other thing I feel about this is you're not involved in any drama. You're consciously stepping out of that. So maybe you're taking a break from social media. Um, you're just not participating in any drama, which is nice. Way to go, Gemini. So let's now look at what are the questions I wrote down. Okay, so I wanted to look at just going off of the June reading. Um, where are you being challenged? What comfort zone, um, your comfort zone that you're being challenged to step out of? You're being asked to let go of what? I feel like everyone's going to be challenged out of a comfort zone this month, or it could even be like a unhealthy habit. So, a comfort zone the Gemini is being challenged to step out of. What is that? A comfort zone that Gemini is being asked to step out of. So we've got the Seven of Wands. Um, defensive behavior. I kind of feel like you're doing that though. Maybe you already got the hint. um, this feels like not you're being asked to not defend yourself or explain yourself, or you don't owe that to anybody. You don't need to. I mean, this feels like stepping out of a defensive energy. You don't need to prove yourself, and I feel like you know that. I also feel like that's why you're holding this energy of temperance this month. Um, you're not willing to give your energy away to just anybody. You don't feel that need. So I feel like this is the way you're being challenged, but for most of you, I feel like you're already responding to this energy of stepping out of the fray, not feeling the need to explain yourself. You don't feel like you need to defend yourself. Either people will get you and understand you or they won't, and you don't care. um, so nice. The birthday reading that I did for Geminis, this feels really on par with that. I feel like you've already been looking at the ways that your lifestyle is either working for you or against you, and you're already making changes towards that, and you're prioritizing peace over drama. The next question I wanted to ask is how your soul would like to grow or expand. So what does your soul want? What are you craving? What is your soul craving? I guess that's a better way to ask that. What is your soul craving at this time? Maybe it is craving a creative outlet, just peace, a break, stepping out of the madness. What is your soul craving, Gemini? What is your soul craving? We got the Fool. Yeah, taking a leap of faith. Your soul is craving expansion. It's wanting something new. Um, it's so interesting because your birthday reading, the Gemini birthday reading, was very, very much talking about this. You're ready for a total change. Your soul is ready for a lifestyle change, a change of pace, a total overhaul. Um, Trying something new, doing something new. This does feel like a lifestyle change. And it could be quite unexpected. It might be a totally different career path. It could be moving to a new location. It does feel like it's something really big. This doesn't feel like a small change. Your soul is craving a big change. It wants to start over. It would like to do things differently. And it could be that you are entering the next phase of life, and it's time to do that phase of life different. You're a different person. You like things. There are things that you like to do at one time. Now you don't. You have new interests. The other thing that I'm really feeling towards Gemini, and this is interesting. I feel like you guys are pulling back from this feels like being less social, less involved in groups. Um, Maybe even pulling back from friends for a while, pulling back from family, not in an unhealthy way, but it feels like you guys are giving yourself time and space to really like digest where you are and come up with your plan. And I feel like you're doing this because you don't want outside influence. You don't want people poking holes in your dream. You don't want people, you want to kind of figure this out on your own. So I do feel you guys pulling back from social circles. There's nothing wrong with that. But your soul is craving a change, and I don't feel it, I don't feel like you will feel totally satisfied until you've made that change. And some of you probably are already know this. Maybe you already know what direction you want to move in. Oh, before I ask the next question, I have a cat that needs to go out. So hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. um, this also kind of feels like, especially with this Fool card, the energy that your soul is wanting. This feels like peace, but it also feels like space, breathing room. Um, it feels like you just need a lot of room to expand and grow, not being pigeonholed in any sort of way. Let's look at, how is the universe going to support this energy? How is the universe supporting um, this craving that your soul has? How is the universe going to show up for you? How are you being supported? This could also be, how is God assisting you? How is God supporting you? I know not everybody likes that word. So, universe, God, spirit, however you want to look at that, or however you want to say it, how are you being supported? With clarity. We've got the Eight of Swords here, with clarity. And I do feel like for some of you, maybe for a lot of you, this could bring up some fear. This could bring up seeing things for how they really are, seeing relationship dynamics for what they are, maybe seeing and realizing that you haven't been happy for a while, that this change that your soul is craving, um, that feeling, that urge has been here for a while and you've been ignoring it. Um, this month you're not going to be able to ignore it, and maybe you haven't been able to quite pinpoint what this change is. Maybe you have just been feeling like this urge, like something's got to change, I've got to do things differently, but you're not quite sure what area of life that is, or what you need to do. You're going to figure that out this month, and I feel like part of the reason um, why you've had this desire to pull back and get out of any drama and chaos, I feel like part of that is you subconsciously processing what this change is, and the universe is going to support you with that in bringing in clarity this month. So if you, wherever you've been feeling confused, or wherever you've been avoiding, if there's been an area of life that you've avoided seeing the truth, you're going to see it this month. It's going to be very clear, and it does feel like it's going to be very clear. You're going to know what you need to change, do different. um yeah, nice. Let's see, I wanted to see, so we've got, let's go ahead and pull final advice and guidance. So big changes coming in for you, Gemini. That realization or plan of action is going to come in this month. Um, Continue giving yourself space to relax, to pull back, to recharge, refresh, knowing that you don't have to explain yourself. You might not even want to tell anyone what your plan is. Keep it to yourself for now until you've really pinpointed how, what you're going to do different. Wait for this clarity to come in. Final advice and guidance. And then I'm going to pull one oracle card as well. We've got the 10 of Swords. So, yeah, this is moving into a new chapter of life, a new lifestyle, a new way of being, that is going to support who you are at this phase of your life. Just want to look through these really quick. So definitely an ending and a new beginning coming in. I feel like you already know that. Um, it- the interesting thing with this card, and I know not everybody is interested in this, but I find it interesting. This is the sun in Gemini. So this is you standing in your full power. Not necessarily in this moment, but it's this moment that brings you into your full power, standing in your full power, w- having a good understanding of who you are and what it is that you want at this point of your life. Um, it's kind of like coming back home to your soul, coming back home to you. So that feels really nice. So nice month here for Gemini. Let's go ahead and pull a flower card because why not? Let's go ahead and pull a flower card. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one, we can look at any area of life that you have questions on. Big changes for Gemini. I'm excited for you guys. So a flower card for Gemini. We'll take, oh, you got two here. So we have Forget Me Not. I love the blue and the green here. So pretty. Elevate your spiritual awareness by nurturing your memory. This is a time of renewed focus and clarity. Allow each lesson to guide your soul's journey. And rhododendron. Like the ebb and flow of tides, honor the moments of social engagement and the sanctuary of solitude. Know when to share your light with the world and when to bask in the gentle glow of self-reflection. And I feel like that's what you guys are going to be doing a lot of. I love the blue and the red here. Really pretty. Well, Gemini, have a fantastic June. I'm wishing you the best, and I'll talk to you real soon.